or any explosion in the arena. They're not answering my partner's analysis that because of the Arctic is a, as they say, complex area, American politicians would not know what caused the explosion. So they would immediately attempt to attack Russia or vice versa. They say they put themselves in a contradiction to one another. They say Russian establishment wants science cooperation, but then later they say science cooperation is still perceived valid by Russia. This proves you should vote affirmative because we have the only consistent story about how to explain scenarios. We have the only evidence that icebreakers uniquely cause cooperation with Russia. Yes, we do break the ice to free up access, but that access then, because our methods are scientific, are used to engage in bilateral dialogue with Russia over things such as energy resources, so we can prevent conflict by marking out spaces of who belongs to who. So, the criticism page. Even though the idea of Canadian Rangers sounds pretty awesome, I think it's very utopian. The Canadian Rangers or things of that nature could not resolve potential Russian conflicts or Russian aggression. We need to have political intervention in order to solve problems. Their model of human security rejects governmental understandings, which would cause to a drawdown of American presence all over the world. Now, many of you know that American forward presence is what sustains global stability. The collapsing of American hegemony that the alternative would create would cause power vacuums in other rogue states like Russia and North Korea would feel a need to fill in violently. It means we have to have a policy solution to solve these things. Now, the negative fundamentally misunderstands the affirmative. We say Russia is a threat in the status quo so that we can cooperate with them through icebreakers to solve all their offense. They're conceding or not answering the recency of our evidence. We read evidence from 5 days ago that cites military officials putting new air bases, planning 3,000 troops in the Arctic, as well as many other things. This is citing Russian officials, which means our epistemology, our discourse, is not flawed because we're not using an American source. They're often not qualified to talk about these issues. Now, the 2NC changes their alternative, which is the reason you should vote affirmative. The 1NC merely said human security, but the 2NC says they would withdraw all presence from the Arctic. This is obviously unfair because that would have been the argument in the 1NC. The 2NC would have responded differently. This shift is a conditional shift, which is the reason you should vote affirmative because it makes it impossible for us to adequately engage and talk about their offense. They say nuclear war wouldn't cause extinction, but their evidence is written by a professor of social studies, not nuclear radiation. Our evidence indicates that even if it does not cause extinction, the amount of violence it creates will be problematic. Now, you should vote for whatever policy you think is best. The 2NC did not answer my partner's analysis that policy implementation is the only thing that allows into the civil rights movements to occur. For suffrage movements to be effective, we have to engage in institutions. Only the affirmative has the ability to cooperate with Russia in such a way that would not provoke conflict. Even if you think this is bad, they do not answer the argument in case without attempting to cooperate with Russia, they will never become aggressive. Yep.
Problem.